So when occultists, and let's just put the words out here, okay? Let's just explain what this is. Okay. All right. What does occult mean? Anyone in class know what occult means? Look at the sun. Focus on the sun. Occult means hidden. Do you really believe the ruling class would give you the correct biology textbook? You really think they'd actually empower you? Or would they say that they can't fix a fucking common cold? Yeah. Occult means hidden because they keep this hidden from the masses. One, it would be dangerous to give to the masses, but two, they don't want to give up their power. It's more about two. And the hermits that practice hermetic rituals. What does hermetic mean? What is hermeticism? Hermetic means sealed. Oh, interesting. Just like hidden, this one is untouchable as well. But are they the same? Well, you go to chemistry class and you deal with your teacher. Your teacher is a chemist, but chemistry comes from alchemy. The chemist is the weaker version, the poor man's alchemist. Right? Billionaires, when they get sick, they don't go to a fucking doctor. They go to the real shit. They don't go for a NyQuil. All right? You fund Big Pharma, okay? You fund it. Look, after COVID, you look like a fucking retard, okay? You look like an idiot. You're a fucking retard. After COVID, you still fucking believe these people? Like, what the fuck? That's Big Pharma, man, putting their dick down your throat. Anyways. What do we have next? Next, we have a sage, which comes from the word saint. But what is the difference? Over time, there's a difference, not in the definition, but how they're seen. Well, the difference is, a saint focuses on purity. That's right. They keep their sexuality. They keep this electromagnetic energy, this that emanates out of you and creates life. Wah! Wah! It's a baby. the saint is really a master of no fap. I'm not joking. Go on Wikipedia. And when you don't fap, the wheel here actually supercharges you. Some even awaken the eye of Horus. Wham. You see, if this saint, let's say he did marry, okay, he's not really a saint, but he doesn't release his life force, and he has a wife. Well, the woman can have multiple orgasms a day. That's the woman, okay? She can have multiple orgasms a day because the man is actually designed to pipe her without releasing the energy. That's what you're designed to do. That's how God made you. Yeah, you've been doing it wrong. Yeah, they didn't teach you how to have sex either. They didn't even teach you how to take a shit or give birth. They didn't even teach you how to keep your posture. You see, when your lumbar vertebrae is rounded, that's 30% less energy a day from being upright. That's the only difference. That sinking feeling you have in your chair is not a physical one. It's a mental feeling of being stuck. You're a loser. That's why you're sinking. It's very hard to sink when you're having an awesome day. You're actually engaged. You're stimulated. Dopamine is firing. And I hate talking about chemicals like dopamine's a thing. It's not dopamine. Okay? I'm going to explain what it is. So when we look at these two right here, one is practicing the solar energy, and the other is practicing the lunar, or should I say, the moon's got fucking horns, dude. The moon is horns. Yeah, that's your fucking moon. What does Skull and Bones, Rosicrucians, the Freemasons, the Order of the Jesuits, the Order of the Jesters, what do all these have in common? Well, they don't all worship Satan because they actually have a different concept of God. To them, God is generator, operator, and destroyer. Now they feel like they can tap into two of these powers. They are not the generator, they came from generation. And that's what the G in Freemasonry is. Right? G is the seventh letter, which is the number of God, the 7 attributes of God. It's not the number of God, but it's important in Kabbalah. It's very important. All secret societies teach that the generator gives you pretty much two powers to choose from. The operating power, which is solar, masculine, or the destroying power, which is chaotic on its period. And you're like, what? So I guess I'll be with the light side. That makes me a good guy. Well, not really. Because on this side, you draw the seething powers of Lucifer. This is the yin and yang. And on this side, you draw Saturnian energy from Satan. One is disguised as compassion, and one is passion. Neither options follow God. Both options are a form of gnosis. What sodomites like Plato fiended for. And it's really just taking a bite out of the apple from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And let me know if I'm going too slow, because I haven't slept in 3 days. I'll just turn it off if you don't like it. And now people like Destiny would say, wait a minute, knowledge is a good thing. Knowledge is everything. Why doesn't God want you to have knowledge? Because God wants you closer to paradise. Like when you were a child, when you were more primitive in your development, before you bit from the apple of sexuality. Children don't blow their fucking brains out with a gun. They don't kill themselves with a knife. Teenagers do, because they bite from the apple of sexuality and temptation. That's the root of all of their spiritual illness. That's why before puberty you were glowing. You loved your life. And now your life sucks. And you're a fucking loser and a bitch. You see, faith doesn't require knowledge. Faith is a simple life. There's nobody more knowledgeable than the curious. And who's more curious than a murderer, a pedophile, a rapist? You see, gnosis is obsession with self. And obsession with self just means I'm my own God. Really? Alchemists would turn lead into gold, and it was really an allegory. And it was really talking about turning the human state into a psychic, godlike creator state. Because gold represents the soul. And what is soul? S-O-L. That's the sun. The solar. You see, when I read these books, I never forget any of it. And we go back to earth, water, fire, and air. These elements is what magicians use. Yes, it's that gay. It's magicians, wizards, warlocks, whatever, druids. They actually use the elements to bend the fabric of reality. Now, sometimes you score a goal and you feel like it was just magic. Well, that came from the will. Did I spell water wrong? I fucking delete this whole... Damn it. 3 days now. Oh my God. Turn your fucking brain on. Okay, one in the chat to refocus. The alchemist understands that their body has 4 auras. We're not talking about chakras, wheels, planets, 7 vital organs, and seven planets of antiquity, which actually includes the sun and the moon, believe it or not. "33-degree genius and Freemason Manny P. Hall wrote, 'The earth aura is the physical.'" So that's you. That's who you are. Boom. Then you have a growth and reproductive aura, which is the liquid, your sperm and circulatory system. Boom. Then you have what's called the astral fire, which is your motion and emotion. This is what animates your physical body. Motion, emotion. Emotion. Reproductive and growth, but we're just going to say reproductive. Earth is physical. Physical shell. And then you have air, which is actually not on you, it's around you. And this is the mental plane, or the mental aura. And this is how you perceive reality. Mentally, you know it's wrong not to punch some dude in the face, but the fire, the astral flame, gets too hot and you punch them and go to jail. So these ones must be enlined or you get in big fucking trouble. You know not to hit them, but the fuego is lit. You meet a harlot and she want to suck your dick. Now look at this. Your emotions run wild. Again, think of your soul right here. And what do? You shoot sperm on her face. And what is sperm? Again, it goes back to the Bible. It's the serpent going for the egg. Not going to find it in her tonsils. Do you understand? The book is real. The book is fucking real. Okay? The Big Bang Theory is a hoax. When you go write the date of the calendar, what date are you writing? And why? The book is real. It's like a real book. I didn't even want it to be true, really. Like, I don't know that much about it. You know, I like reading about it, but I don't really give a fuck. I'm like, I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not like, oh yeah, I grew up dressing up as a crusader on Halloween. I was never that guy, dude. I'm saying the book is fucking real. The book is real and you're going to hell. You're all going to hell. Hell, I might be headed there too, man. The book is real. Should we keep going? Yeah, book is real, dude. You gotta clean your shit up. So mental plane, you can pretty much will anything, right? In this mental plane, it's not just you, it's other people's ideas and really the invisible world's intrusive thoughts. The thoughts that make you want to vap. The thoughts that make you want to cheat, lie, steal. The thoughts that make you want to disengage from harmony with your creator, because the mental plane, what bleeds into it? Well, it's the next level that is not really us. I don't think it's us. Some people do. Next is the spiritual plane. And in the spiritual plane, all the demons, whether greed, lust, wrath, whatever you're manifesting, all your demons, they're invisible, and you can actually by accident create them, which kind of torture your life, or actually conjure them to do your bidding, but eventually they take over, according to 33 degree Freemason Manny P. Hall. But yeah, I mean, you're fucked. Every time you're negative, you're spewing demons that follow you around. And all day, 1 million impulses go through you. Right? Eat that pizza. Watch porn. Cheat on your wife. all that tugging action isn't coming from a deep well from your soul. It's not coming from God. It's coming from everything you're battling in here. You're creating it, and you're blaming God. And all you have to do to understand and believe this is ask yourself. I know I haven't slept in days, so I'm talking slow. It sucks. Just ask yourself, do you believe in an invisible world that you cannot see fucking with you? That's the only jump you have to make, really. Now, for the guys who say no, I don't see any no's, but let's say there's like Destiny chatters. You got to remember that the greatest minds of all time, Plato, Aristotle, hell, I'll even say Carl Jung, they all agreed on an invisible world existing. The world of archetypes, forms, and the perfect form. And all you have to do is just use your brain for a second and try a thought experiment from a sodomite named Plato, the greatest of all time. Now, why am I calling him a sodomite? It's not my opinion. I don't know the guy. I'm saying that's what Aleister Crowley called him. And we're going to get there in a sec, and it's going to get intense. But first, we have to prove the invisible plane, the spiritual plane, that bleeds into the mental plane. And yes, I do believe that your mental is stronger than all those millions of intrusive demons hitting you. Remember, the only demons that feel powerful in your life that you think you cannot overcome is the ones that you've raised since they were small. So if you've been cheating on your wife for years, yeah, you feel like you hate yourself because it's huge now. It's fucking massive. It didn't start out like this. And these things don't really follow positive people. They have no nourishment. So they follow the depressed, the anxious, the losers of society. But John, if you're depressed, are you a loser? Yeah, if Zherka's depressed, he's a fucking loser. Yeah. How about that, bitch? That's a take action archetype you need instilled in your mind. When you call yourself a loser, you're not actually calling yourself a loser. You're calling this demon dragging you down a loser. The real you wants to get up, walk, talk to someone, and have a bite to eat with a smile on your face. But this thing is not letting you get out of bed. And it's just whispering, hey, what are you going to do 20 years from now? What are you going to do? Think about your past. Your past is very depressing. That's why training the mental is so important. You must be an airbender. How do you train the mental? You feed the astral fire, your soul. You give your soul nourishment. You see, when this fire rises, it's blue hot. It actually elevates your mental energy. That means when your emotions are good, you fight better, you feel better, you fuck better, you even make better food choices. The mental plane it gets damaged by other ideas. Here comes the big L. This is liberalism. Hey man, we should maximize individual liberty as long as it doesn't hurt our neighbor, right? As long as it doesn't hurt anyone, we can do it. Okay, why don't you marry your mother and fuck her? Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt anyone, but like there's a power dynamic. Okay, then why don't you wait till you're an adult? Well, are you saying that you're a pedophile? Like, why'd you want me to do that as a child? No, I'm saying, what if you were an adult? I mean, it's not hurting anyone. I mean, like, that's liberalism. There's no more power dynamic. I mean, it's fine. God's not real. Okay. You see, liberalism comes in the mental plane from some retard's mouth. You're not being polite. You're not being polite. And this mental plane actually damages yours. So this mental plane can get very loopy for you. That's why it's important to master your astral fuego. This is your soul, right? Soul has always been described as fire. The only time I'd ever say electricity is the fusion of male and female. So the symbol for fire is masculine, and it's a triangle pointing up. And the symbol for feminine is water. And instead of the penis pointing up like that, it's the vagina pointing down. And that's when you have the fusion of the masculine and feminine, the seal of Solomon. And that's when you have perfect unity and orgasm, love. And that's when you are trying to be like God, the male and the female. But it's wrong because God is masculine. That's the truth. Because the world that we're on is chaotic. That is the divided feminine. Now God is the father figure, because the will of God is masculine. We're on the dome. You understand? The will of God is orderly. It takes responsibility. It's strong. It's courageous. It's merciful. Women are not merciful. Have you ever seen a woman mad? Right? I used to think women are demonically possessed when they're mad. Turns out she's just a bitch. Like, not even the demons want to jump in that fucking skin. And it's puzzling, because I'm like, they're that chaotic that demons enjoy men more. Well, yeah, that's why men go to prison and women don't. That's why men kill themselves and women don't, because the demons love men. You know, women already got their own fucked up shit happening. Yeah, disrespect me more with that fucking vacuum cleaner. Who is this roommate, bro? The first time I heard a roommate is the first fucking stream I do in so long. Anyways, so there's still people like Destiny who don't believe in the world of forms, the invisible world, the demon world, whatever you want to call it. And in that invisible world, there are archetypes you can cling to. So you're not courageous. You are being courageous. That's an archetype. Okay? You're not good with your words at the bar in front of a bitch. You're being good with your words. You don't have knockout power. You're doing it though. You understand? That if something's off, if your physical is off, right? You don't go for your workout. If your reproductive is off, that means you keep wasting your growth, your generative principle, your growth factor. Well, then your mental is weird. And it fucks with your emotions and motion. Meaning you cummed and you're not walking anymore. You've nutted. You don't want to walk. No motion. No endorphins, bro. Chemicals. No good emotion. All because you're fucking with your auras. You've got your shell. You've got your liquid. You've got your emotional flame. And then you've got what you project against other people. And I say against because a lot of people are against you. Most people use their mental energy against others. That's a high-level businessman too, right? You see, you cannot enrich your life without taking from someone else. The system is set up to farm evil, demonic, jealousy, anger, greed, because it feeds the spiritual plane. It feeds these things. Now, these things are in the invisible world telling the bitch to put this thing on its head. It's telling the bitch to fuck and drink urine at the same time and do weird shit. This is greed. Okay? Is that Mammon? The demon Mammon. She could be envy. That's the Leviathan. You understand what I'm saying? All hurricanes on earth, they don't happen because God is angry. They happen because the ruling class builds a capitalistic system for you to maximize your sinning. Hey, I'm just going to dress as a fucking e-girl and be Andrew Tate and do some hooker party and text men as they ejaculate and just max out sinning till I have a Bugatti, and then I can say I have a Bugatti. So they designed the system to feed what they are being controlled by. And I'm not absolving this man of his greed. He is not exonerated in my eyes, because they work with demons that slave away for them. These serpents slave away for them, right? But eventually, this soul contract makes them weak. And that's when the demon sinks its fangs and betrays. Just like the Garden of Eden, just like Orochimaru, just like everything you see in media. It's always about temptation and betrayal, like reality shows. Again, me, I'm known for this one, right? When you think of Zherka, you think of, oh, dude, he is really in his fire. This guy's fuego, right? An alchemist would be like, yo, you max this shit out, bro. But this burns me too. You know, this makes me an angry person. I can't even enjoy a vacation. I'm so angry. And there's no point to that. If you don't master this fire, you could go on vacations that for a week of fun could anger you, maybe give you 2 months of misery when you look at how much you spent. Because your emotions got the best of you and you said, hey man, I'm going to spend like crazy. It's not like I need a great fucking editor for this. And so you definitely have to work on balancing all this stuff out. Now, do you have to work that hard if these people didn't exist? No. The good old days, people were just chilling. Now that the world has gotten very demonic, now it's very hard to balance yourself. Now people are resorting to fucking black magic to find something to make them feel correct. Millions of dollars or whatever it is. Millionaires kill themselves. Rich people kill themselves too. Like, you're not untouchable. Nobody's untouchable to these demons. You understand?